Hey everyone, Robert here, author of Expansion Mastery, the practical guide to living a fully engaged life. Are you ready to start living life to the fullest? Are you ready and willing to transform yourself and your life from ordinary to extraordinary? Would you enjoy having more love and romance in your life? Welcome, my friends, to the Fully Engaged Life's Valentine's Day Special. Welcome back to the show, everyone. We're just a couple days before Valentine's Day, so I wanted to interrupt my latest 4-part series to insert this Valentine's Day special episode. And then we will regain with the second, third, and fourth parts of those skillful or wholesome intentions. So why do I feel it's so important to interrupt such an incredibly powerful series in order to bring you a special episode about Valentine's Day? Well, frankly, it's because I feel that we in the West, if not throughout the entire world, are in a romantic crisis. Love and romance seem to be fading from our life experience, and love is the highest vibration. It is our natural vibrational frequency. It's our natural state of being. And as we lose that, we lose the essence of who and what we are. So I feel Valentine's Day is the perfect opportunity to try and inject a little bit of love and romance back into the lives of everyone listening. Because if you look around right now, the world doesn't just need a little bit more love in it. The world needs a lot more love in it. Wouldn't you agree? So I feel that this topic of love and romance during this holiday of Valentine's Day is extremely important. Let's briefly reflect upon what the essence of Valentine's Day is and what it is not, because this has become so distorted, twisted, and even perverted, if not ignored altogether. And I'd like to offer some clarity, and hopefully you find it inspirational, but if you should find it off-putting at all, understand that I'm not trying to be politically correct. I'm being truthful. Let's look at this Valentine's Day and what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a holiday in which we celebrate the romantic relationship between lovers. Lovers such as a husband and wife or a boyfriend and girlfriend. It's meant to be a celebration of love and romance. As of late, it's become trendy to twist the meaning of Valentine's Day to fit whatever anyone wants it to be so their feelings aren't hurt, so they can feel included and accepted. But the truth of the matter is such holidays are meant to target certain things, such as romantic relationships or the relationship that you have with your father or your mother. For instance, when it's Mother's Day, I don't feel upset because I can't be included because I'm not a mother, although I have been called that on several occasions throughout my lifetime. But I enjoy the fact that a mother gets to be celebrated. See? The same as for Valentine's Day. Okay, if you're in a romantic relationship, you get to celebrate. If not, it shouldn't cause depression. That's a severe mental weakness. That's a problem, right? So what we want to understand here is that Valentine's Day is not meant to be spent or celebrated with your dog or your cat. It's not about your children. It's not about your friends or family. or about delving into a celebration to pamper yourself to satisfy your own ego. It's about the relationship between lovers. So if you are engaged in a romantic, loving relationship, then you celebrate it. If not, you don't. I mean, there are times in all of our lives where we are not engaged in such a relationship, right? It's natural. You cope with it. You deal with it. You don't have to take your dog out for dinner. Come on, people. Come on. I mean, this has gotten so crazy. Is our mental state so delicate that we can't cope with the reality of our life situation from one moment to the next? I notice all the things people make up in order to try and include themselves in Valentine's Day when they don't have a romantic relationship. Why? Why is that necessary? Right? I notice that people do this with their pets, or they make it an event with their children. This is not what Valentine's Day is supposed to be. Twisting it into some self-serving holiday doesn't allow you to hold its original intent or get the benefit of it. So what are those benefits? The benefits of Valentine's Day is it's a day to celebrate and focus, having an open heart, being deeply in love in a healthy, loving relationship with someone who you feel romantically towards. It's about having an open heart, a high vibration, and celebrating the union you have, the deep love you have for another person. Because as you celebrate your love for that one and only romantic partner that you have, your heart will open farther. It will open fully, and your vibration will rise to the highest possible level. A level that is equal to that in which we are in when we are no longer of physical form. So let's focus on this idea of romance in our relationship, because romance seems to be fading away from relationships these days. And the idea is the person you're with, the person you have chosen to spend your life with, that is not a partnership of convenience. It is one of romance. It is meant to be shared with your soulmate, and that soulmate is the one and only romantic entanglement in your life. Romance is at the very heart, pun intended, of any healthy, happy, conscious relationship. It's just become so common for relationships to lack any sense of romance, or even real love for that matter, as it now favors one of two extremes. Either it's a cold, contractual agreement of convenience, or they're convinced that the relationship is all about compromise and sacrifice and struggle and fighting and arguing. While that may be normal, only because it's so ordinary, it is not the right way, nor is that what is classified as a happy, healthy relationship. So if you are fortunate enough at this moment in time, at this point in your life, to be involved in a happy, healthy, romantic relationship, then you need to celebrate that relationship with acts of romance. This is not done out of any sense of obligation, but from the desire of your heart. It's a formal opportunity to acknowledge and celebrate your deep love for the person you're with. You know, that person you would give your life for at any moment. Yeah, that person. If you're married, then this is a celebration about the deeply intimate connection to the single most important person in your life, your spouse. When you are in a conscious relationship, when you are in a soulmate relationship with that one and only person who is meant to be with you for all eternity, your soulmate, then your heart will be so open that the romantic side of your nature will just naturally flow freely every day. So just for fun, I did a Bing search here, and these are the top 2 search results when I put in searching for romantic gestures. Okay, according to an article on something called Up to Date, it's the official blog of Match, whatever that is. I think it's some sort of online dating service thing, maybe. Anyway, it came up as number 1, so that's why I'm using this. And it seems to be that it's geared more towards singles. So if we look at this, if we use this information, this is maybe reflective of the minds towards relationships according to those who are single. And I did another one here too from the Knot, which is a wedding magazine, and their top 5. And these 2 articles are drastically different, and it shows different states of mind between some singles out there as well as those who are getting married. So let's look at this first one from Up to Date. Number 1, okay, these are the 5 top most romantic gestures. Number 1, caring for your significant other when they are sick. 2, attending a family event as a couple. 3, mentioning your significant other to your friends. 4, vacationing together. 5, mentioning your significant other to your parents. And they added this. There's a statement that says, forget the flowers, put your phone away. 45% of singles would be turned on if you visibly turned your phone off during a date. Wow. This is serious. This is serious. This is what they have. You could look it up for yourself. Okay. Caring for your significant other when they're sick. That's not a romantic gesture. That's something you do simply because you love someone. You take care of them. Why? Because you care for them. That's not a romantic gesture, people. And it's sad if you have to think so. It's just what you do. It's the right thing. You're happy to do it because you love and care for that person so much you do this anytime. Attending a family event as a couple. Well, if you're a couple, isn't that how you should attend it? Mentioning your significant other to your friends. I don't even know what to say to some of these. Vacationing together. Yeah, really? Okay. Maybe these are considered romantic if you're single and you think these things are romantic. However, these are things you do in a normal relationship. This is just normal stuff, people. Mentioning your significant other to your parents. I mean, come on. Come on. So if you are in a happy, healthy relationship, these are all things that should be happening together. But in relationships these days, I see people who will not go to family functions together. They do not vacation together. This is a problem. This is a problem. See how the romance is lacking? I think it shows up here. And I think it's very interesting that the greatest thing about that little article they had with this was that they actually had to make the statement of put your phone away. How bad has the addiction gotten for it to interfere in our romantic relationships? This is all very sad. So, regardless of whether you're single or you're a couple getting married, these things that they mention here on this site are just normal things you would do if you want to be with somebody. But see, they don't include the element of romance. These are just talking about the person or doing something with them. Okay? Just normal things. It lacks romance. Do you understand that? And a lot of times, the single people today, they don't even realize that. They don't understand that this stuff is not romance. It's like they're clinging to any gesture of caring at all provided by the person. This is so disheartening. I feel bad for these people. So let's move into this article, which was a number 2 search, from the Knot. Again, the wedding magazine and website. I'm sure most women know about it. I know when I was planning my wedding with my wife, I saw a number of these magazines laying around, and some of the articles in them my wife and I went through together to get ideas for our wedding. So I think it's a good publication. Their top 5 romantic gestures are this. Number 1, a massage. Number 2, a movie. Number 3, a mini break. What that means is a short getaway. Number 4, a just because I love you gift. And number 5, a fancy meal. Can you see the difference between these two lists? That's why I chose, this is number 1 and number 2 in the search engine of Bing for romantic gestures. But look at the incredibly vast difference between the nature of these two lists. I thought that was incredibly significant. The article by the Knot did have a thing where for each one of these listed, they had a separate version for his or hers and what they would prefer to show the difference between a man and a woman. I assume that's to help the one gender provide the other gender with the proper type of gift. Because let's face a fact here, men and women are different. And yes, there are only 2 genders, people. Masculine and feminine. Yes, only 2. I said it. That's all there is. There is nothing else. All this other stuff that we're seeing these younger people come up with today, and this trans fluid stuff, yeah, it's all mental illness. That's just the truth of it. Okay? So we have to understand that these 2 genders are different. We have to accept that fact. And that's okay. It's good. That's the way nature intended. That's how we were wired, people. It's a beautiful thing. And it should be celebrated and embraced, not neutralized. At our core, men and women are different, and not just for the obvious physical reasons that we were born with, but in a deeper way as well. Women have a tendency to be emotionally based beings. Men have a tendency to be physically based beings. This is just a fact of the way we are wired, and that's okay. So my understanding from what I got from this article from Knot is that they're trying to help those differences and be able to provide the appropriate gesture for the person you are providing this romantic gesture toward. So number 1 is a massage. They looked at it a lot like as going to day spa and being pampered, and that's fine. Okay, that's fine. My wife did that for my birthday last year. That we included a day spa. It had an incredible massage given there, deep tissue massage, and we did that as a couple. It was fantastic. So that's a romantic gift. That's a very very nice gift to give the person that you love. But we should also look at it here in terms of giving them a massage. You could also give the person you love a massage yourself. See, it's not always about having to spend money and use the excuse, oh, I can't afford that, I can't afford that. It doesn't cost you anything to give the person you love a massage, right? Give them a full body massage, give them a foot massage, whatever it is they would enjoy. If you are in a happy, healthy, loving, romantic relationship, then the innate desire to touch that person in a variety of ways should be present, shouldn't it? Go to a movie. Yeah, a movie's okay. That's kind of a classic thing, right? Classic date thing. I don't think for Valentine's Day I would take my wife to a movie, but there's always the option of renting a DVD, curling up on the sofa under a blanket, enjoying some wine or champagne together as you watch a movie. A mini break equals a short getaway. Well, I've done this for my wife's birthday, and we've done this on different holidays. I think it's a wonderful thing to do around Valentine's Day is just go somewhere, get away. Put everything aside. If you got kids, don't take them. Leave them with somebody, right? The people that are not in a romantic relationship should be free, right? So see how it all works out? That's a joke. We've got to take ourselves a lot less seriously. Life is meant to be a fun adventure. We've got to laugh. We've got to enjoy. We've got to appreciate. All right, so a mini break, right? Just you two get away for the night. Go somewhere romantic where you can walk on the beach, where you can lie and watch the sunset. Do something like that. It's just great to just get away from the normal environment where you can just focus on each other. No distractions. No distractions. You can really immerse yourselves into one another. My wife and I do these little mini getaways, these short breaks all the time. It's really fantastic. They become little miniature adventures. Whether it's just one night or 2 nights, doesn't matter. Maybe you just get away for the day. Even if that's all you can do, that's fine. That's fine. It's the quality time you get to spend together as you're doing it. Right? So maybe you give them a just because I love you gift. That's always great. And as we see for Valentine's Day, of course, some I love you gifts would be appropriate. It's a time to do that, to celebrate through gift giving. And again, a lot of people use the excuse, well, I don't have the money to buy that, or I think flowers are stupid, or whatever. I call BS on all of it. Okay? If you want to give a gift to someone badly enough, you will find a way. You will find something you can either give or do to provide them with a gift that shows you love them. No excuses. At Valentine's Day, yes, I love to give my wife gifts. Why? Because I love to give her things that make her happy. I love to see her excited. I love to give her something physical that lets her know that I love her. That it serves as a reminder. If it's something like jewelry or clothing or something like that, something that they wear, whenever they wear that, they can think of you. Right? And they can feel good because they know that was given to them from you and your love for them. It makes it special. And they can feel good every time they put that stuff on or every time they look at the flowers, right? This is incredible. These are things we do. It's so good to give. And if you're in a conscious relationship, your partner, your romantic one and only, will want to do the same. They'll want to reciprocate. So I enjoy receiving gifts from my wife, too. My wife is fantastic at gift giving. She picks out the most incredible things. And everything she's ever given me, I consider to be incredibly special. I treasure it. Why? Because I treasure and cherish her. See, they're tokens of that love that just serve to remind us all the time and allow us to be surrounded by the love that you have for one another, even when you're away, like during the workday or whatever it happens to be. See, this is the benefit of a gift. You have to look beyond just the materialistic nature of it. You have to look into its intent, what it means, and the fact that it comes from your heart. Okay? And their last one was a fancy meal. Yeah, a fancy meal is classic, and it's one my wife and I do every Valentine's Day. We go out and we have a very extravagant meal. And while we are enjoying this food and drink and atmosphere, we allow ourselves to become completely absorbed in one another and the totality of that experience. See, the fancy meal is a way to come together and just add another facet of a high vibration to the fact that you're there together and enjoying each other's company. And I would add, to make sure that you are expressing your love. If you are unable to freely, openly, and even desire to express how much you love the other person, then that's telling you something, isn't it? Think about that. So I would add that into any of this, no matter what you're doing. Hey, if we look at the first list, no matter if you're vacationing together, attending a family event, tell the person you love them. If you're giving them a massage or you're getting a couples massage, tell them you love them. If you're having a little mini break, if you give them a gift, don't let the gift be the only thing that says I love you. Tell them as well. Express you're feeling for them. Of course, during that fancy meal, my wife and I hold hands during these type of meals. We hold hands while we eat. We hold hands while we talk. We hold hands and we express our love for one another several times throughout the meal. Why? Because it's overflowing. Our hearts are just so full of that love and romance for one another. And if you know what I'm talking about, and if you have this in your relationship too, then make sure you show it. Whether you're male, whether you're female, doesn't make any difference. We both have to step up. We both have to show this. And if you are truly in a loving romantic relationship, you will want to. And you'll want to do it all the time. You'll want to do it every day. Valentine's Day just provides us with an opportunity to go a little bit above and beyond, to give a little bit of extra, and to show how you're feeling, because life gets in the way a lot of times, and we can't allow it to do that. So we can't allow Valentine's Day to fade away into obscurity. We must protect this holiday, and we must celebrate it in the manner which it was intended. We must preserve and protect the ideal of romance in our relationships. And it is when we are in this state of love, true love, deep love, and we are expressing that, and the other person is expressing it back to you, it is then when we are one. That's when you are one with the person you love. And that's when your vibration is highest, and that's when you get a chance to glimpse who you truly are, who they truly are. You get a sense of feeling your true nature, and so do they. This is the value of Valentine's Day. This is the value of romance in your relationship. So for all of those who are not yet in a desirable romantic relationship, I feel for you. I do. I've been there. I know. I've spent some Valentine's days alone in the office of my martial arts school, sitting all by myself. I know how it is, but that's okay. Hey, accept it. Accept it for what it is at this moment in time. Be strong and use it as an opportunity to work on yourself so that you can attract your soulmate into your life. Do you understand? It's an opportunity. But if we pervert it, if we turn it into something geared towards your relationship with your kids or your pets or some other weirdness, that's not what it is. It's about romance. If it's not there for you at that moment, that's okay. Then make sure that you seize the opportunity to start working on yourself so you can attract someone into your life that will make it so you have it next time this holiday comes around. That's fine. That's called life. It's just how it is. And for all of you who are currently in a happy romantic relationship, make sure to celebrate your love through romantic acts, however that manifests for you. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own traditions and their own unique ways to express their love. That's amazing, and it's just incredible to have so much diversity that way. So embrace it. Do it your way. The things I've provided here are just some examples. Personally, I love to take my wife out to a very nice, elegant Valentine's Day dinner. We celebrate with champagne. We exchange gifts, cards, all of those things. Yeah, and the gifts can be whatever you want them to be. An experience gift, a physical gift, something. It doesn't matter. Just give from your heart. And express yourself honestly from your heart. Before I end the program, I'd like to give a little side note here, just to expand briefly on the idea of women being emotionally based beings and men being physically based beings. Just observe it for yourself. Hey, this has been a truth that's been known ever since I was a child. And all you got to do is look around and you can see that it's true. It's not good or bad. It's just the way it is. And that makes it all right. Embrace our nature as a being when we are here in physical and mental form. That's fine. Okay, but we can look at this as a way of understanding why so many relationships don't work out. If we look at one of the reasons that a woman cheats, it's because they're an emotional-based being, and their partner has failed to give them the deep emotional connection that they desire. And if they're not getting it from you guys, they'll certainly get it somewhere else. Someone will provide it. Someone will be waiting. Okay? And as men, a lot of times when we enter a relationship, we're very good about it. We're very attentive. And then we get comfortable and complacent in a hurry, and that falls apart. And as soon as we are no longer providing the woman we are with that emotional connection, then they long for it. And if we look at the same thing as far as men cheating, it's because men are basically physical-based beings. And when their partner fails to fulfill their physical needs, they will seek it out in another because someone else will be waiting to do it. And much of the time in a relationship, the woman will begin being very physical in the beginning, and then once they're together, married or what have you, then all of a sudden that slows down. It gets very slow. So then the man starts to seek it in another. Now I know today, lovemaking as a whole tends to be fading from any relationship. And this is because of a lot of the chemicals that were being forced upon us through our food, through vaccines, through our water, through all of these medications and things that are constantly forced on us. It is killing the human sex drive. But we have to understand that these basic things, these basic needs of men and women are a contributing factor to the happiness of a relationship. And I'll just leave you with that. And you can agree or disagree, that's fine, but all you have to do is look around and you'll be able to see the truth for yourself. If you think about your relationships, you'll probably be able to ascertain how truthful that is from that alone, right? So I wish all of you a very, very happy, loving, romantic Valentine's Day. If you're not in a relationship yet, then don't worry about it. So what? Who cares? Use it as an opportunity to work on yourself. Instead of pampering yourself that day, work on yourself with practices, as I've described now for the past 7 years, in order to give you the ability to attract your soulmate into your life. Seems like time well spent, doesn't it? So use this Valentine's Day as a way to celebrate, as a way to romantically celebrate the love you have for another, and then use that as a way to stay mindful, to celebrate how much you love them every day of the year. We just kind of use the holiday as a way to renew that in case life got in the way a little bit and we accidentally slacked off. But use it as a way to start to express your love, however you do that, for the other person as often as you can. So I will take this opportunity to tell my lovely wife just how much I love and cherish her. And honey, you are absolutely everything to me. I love you completely, and you will have my unwavering love, not just now, not just 10 years from now, but for all eternity. I love you so much. I hope you will have a wonderful Valentine's Day. You know, telling someone we love them is one of the best things we can do. It's one of the greatest things we can say to another human being as long as it comes from our heart, as long as we mean it. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. I hope you are with the person that you love more than anyone else in the world on this day. And I will definitely say that I love each and every one of you, and I appreciate you for tuning in to this show. And I am so grateful for your support in every way, from listening and sharing this podcast to buying my book and programs and things like that. We need more love in the world. And in order to do that, we have to become love. We have to be able to express that love. From that love, we will know what compassion truly is, what it is meant to be. Please make sure and visit me at www.expansionmastery.com. Pick up your Appreciation Mastery program there. Also, I just got in 10 cases of brand new books, hot off the press from my publisher, and I'm going to be making a special sale on those, on signed copies, and you're not going to believe it. This deal is going to blow you away. So if you're looking for a signed copy of Expansion Mastery, the practical guide to living a fully engaged life, now's going to be the time to get it. Please make sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. You know the drill with all of that stuff. And make sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Some more content will be put up there shortly. Till next time, my friends, have the greatest Valentine's Day ever. Take care.